W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I will go first with my very short list of nothing but L's. My first L goes to a person who has been in my L's for quite a bit. And it seems that some of the stuff that I've been talking about is now coming to a head. Something might happen because of this. Oh. DJ NB. What up, y'all? It's the Breakfast Club.
Oh, something gonna happen again. Somebody turned state witness.
Flip, yeah. Flip.
No, who they want? Caesar.
Oh, they got Caesar. They got Caesar. Caesar has been arrested. Apparently, the feds have investigated iHeartRadio.
Put some laptops, put some hardware, and now all of a sudden we got a Euro step. Ooh.
Yes.
With the Euro step.
Yikes. His wife.
I take a deal and I ain't make a check. He said something about take a deal.
And I ain't break a sweat.
Ooh, about to make a deal and I ain't break a sweat. That's crazy. Yikes. That's a crazy ass line. I'm off to London with the Euro step. About to take the deal and I ain't break a sweat. He was talking about Envy. That's crazy.
Yo, that's
Drake
crazy.
Is a prophet.
Okay. Envy's wife, who he has not pleasured in quite some time, is apparently taking. I had to take that shot. She is apparently taking off pictures of her Instagram with like designer stuff and like jewelry and stuff. Like she took some of them pictures off her Instagram, like yanked them shits. And also, we've got a funny clip of Envy explaining that he told all his Desert Fam people about this new real estate thing that he's getting into. And lo and behold, the person that told him this was all going to happen is none other than Joe Budden.
Damn. The fact that Joe Budden was the voice of reason that told you that this was a Ponzi scheme and that you was about to go to jail is nuts.
Wild.
It's nuts. And then hearing Joe explain it is even crazier. Apparently, Envy called him out the blue after they had some beef, right? Like, hadn't been talking for some years. And he just called him out of the woodwork talking about, yeah, you know, I'm going to make you all this money. You should invest this, blah, 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 skip. Too. Like, out the blue, we got beef, though. Like, we not talking. We not speaking. We haven't spoken in years. And you come out the blue asking me to invest $25,000 in your real estate investment? Yeah, no, this is a definite scheme. And you go, that's exactly what the first time I heard him say that, I was like, damn, Joe, that was a little strong. Like, if you actually wanted him not to get involved in something he was going to jail in, you probably should have said something a little bit softer so he probably would have heard you and actually took your warning. No, I get where he was coming from. He's like, no, nigga, you trying to set me up. You about to go to jail. I hope you go to jail, nigga. I hope you go to jail. Like, this is a fucking setup. Fuck you. I hope you go to jail. That's exactly what he was telling that nigga in that moment. Like, you trying to set me the fuck up, fuck nigga. Go to jail. You going to jail. I hope you go
to jail. You know what that sounds like? You ever been involved with like an MLM at the beginning parts and they tell you to like exhaust your contacts?
Hit up everybody you know and bring them here, and you just get them here, and I'll sell it to them. You should be here.
That's what that sounds like.
Just get them here, and I'll sell them. I'll do the rest of the work.
That's exactly what that sounds like. So yeah, Envy he's cooked. He's cooked. I think he's done for.
Yeah, no. Now I see what you're saying. Yeah, people that you hadn't talked to, or maybe you met one time at a party or some shit. All of a sudden,
but are still in your phone book.
Early as fuck on a Sunday morning. Hey, bro, what you doing this afternoon? Minding my business.
I ain't talked to you in 6 years.
Student union for this meeting. No.
Nah.
I will not be coming to the library for this study session. No, sir. I've already been to 2 of them, and I didn't sign up for either one.
Facts. That's how I swear to God, that's how you feel when you go to a couple of them and you know what's up. You like, oh, I know what you want.
You got to get a job offer, or it's some money-making scheme don't nobody know about yet, or some shit. And then all of a sudden, you walk in the room, you see the one person you know standing there with his hands in his pocket, he's looking around like a square. You got one white dude up there at the top of the screen trying to sell you all this stuff. And you're like, man, about 5 minutes in, you like, why did you invite me to this? Like, you supposed to go get some guppies with this, not me. You supposed to go get some losers. Why do you bring me into this?
Because I ain't talked to you in 6 years. So you either going to sell knives or you going to bring even more people in this situation.
Immediately disappointed.
Crazy. All right, my next L is going to somebody who has already had a lot of compilations on YouTube, for example, of some sus behavior, right? Somebody who we have thought to be very sus, and there's been some allegations, but for the most part, we've kind of just brushed it off for the most part. We never really dived too much into it. But it seems that this person has finally admitted that he delves into some freaky frog behavior, and that person is Dwight Howard.
I was talking about the
Let's,
situation where the chick popped out the woodwork saying that she had dealt with Dwight Howard and all this other
oh, I
stuff.
think I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and
Okay,
that he was really hiding his orientation. And then he did an interview with Rachel Nichols, and she asked him straight up like if he was gay, and he laughed it off and said no. And I was like, I don't know if that was the right question to ask him, given
considering
what
the
the
circumstances.
person is saying. But I'll just dip out. I'll leave it alone.
Okay, so then I don't know if this is the same situation. I'm pretty sure it's not. This might have been some time ago, maybe a year ago. Dwight had somebody allege sexual assault, and that he basically was talking to this guy on Instagram DMs, told him to come over, and they started doing some things.
Accused him of sexual assault.
Yeah, and so they started doing some things with each other, and then Dwight tried to bring another guy into the situation that was already like at his house or some shit.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So that's the gist for now. That guy ended up suing Dwight, and in the court documents, Dwight admitted that that's how he gets down.
that's what
Well,
happened.
not the assault and bringing another guy
Oh,
in.
but that's how he likes to have sex is with. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's nut. You definitely told the tale to Rachel Nichols. You was lying, bro. Why you
Yeah.
lie to Rachel Nichols? Bro? You just wanted to know the truth.
It's just funny to me that there's all sorts of compilations of him doing crazy things and then saying pause after, and I don't think
He
that's how
was
you give it
smacking
up.
booty, grabbing packages. He was doing all kind of wild shit.
You know what I
I don't
mean?
know if that's a clear sign, because a lot of things will make you do that just to make you think it.
Sure.
But I don't know. That's nuts though. It came out in court documents, huh? I didn't believe him during the interview though, because it was like, well, first of all, the person who's accusing you is trans. So this question of whether or not you gay or not, you might just be telling yourself that that's a real girl, and that's how you got through that situation, that interview. I was like, I don't feel like she asked that question the right way. Like, that was out, Rachel.
That, I mean, for sure. But I don't
Um,
know if that's
but
if that's how he does things. Look, man, just be out,
it
accept
really
it.
don't bother me no way. It's just always funny when people go to extra lengths to hide it. It tells me something about what you think about
Yeah,
it, right? Like when they, especially now, like it is really not a. Well, let me, far be it on me to tell you what it is to be gay in America at this time. But at least coming from an outside perspective, it seems like we're at a place where now, like, coming out doesn't have the same type of shock value
hmm,
that it might have had, 20 years ago. Like, for example, boom, tomorrow, news hits, tabloid, TMZ or Say Cheese or some shit, Daily Loud. Brian McKnight comes out as gay. How
Brian McKnight
surprised
is
are you?
crazy, but yeah, okay, all
How
right.
surprised are you though? Like, are you just,
No, oh
oh,
no,
It's
actually
an
no,
R&B nigga. He older. He probably dabbled. You know what I'm saying? He's in
wouldn't be
Hollywood.
that
He do all
surprised.
that weird shit.
Yeah,
Probably picked up a persuasion or two. Not surprising.
yeah,
Shit. Wayne Brady out here running around talking about he don't know what he is. He just love people. Are you surprised?
not really. No,
It's not all that surprising. This is because the thing about figures or people who we didn't traditionally see as gay are just it's a little bit more open for that now. We didn't had one of the best R&B artists, new R&B artist back in 2015 come out as gay. That was a shocking moment.
yep,
We had a rapper who was outed a couple years ago. That was a shocking moment. and I think everybody kind of felt for him in that instance because of how he was handling that situation initially.
And a
But
couple of
you got
rappers before
football
that,
players,
even.
you got basketball players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the shock around, oh my God, he's gay. Sometimes we'd be like, duh, yeah, we knew. I knew it. I knew it.
Right. And it
Aha.
doesn't change anything. So, bro, just
But
embrace it.
then when you go to all these extra lengths trying to hide it up, now it's funny when we find out. Now I was like, nigga, you thought you was gonna hide it. Yeah, no, I knew it was a booty pirate. I knew it. Arr.
Nah, this was just especially funny because, like, yeah, no, we saw the signs, especially after. I feel like he wasn't
I
really
saw
like
the
this.
sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the signs.
Yo. I feel like he wasn't really like this in Orlando, but then all of a sudden he just started getting super zesty and just.
I don't know what he was like in Orlando. For all
It
I
didn't
know, he was
seem like
walking
this.
around
He's Superman.
in the locker room and
That's true.
a bunch of hugs. Who knows?
Yeah, could be. Could be. All right, off of that. My next L is going to the City Girls. Did you know they dropped an album this past Friday?
They got the what?
They dropped an album. I think it was called Raw, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I
How
don't.
was it?
Oh, I didn't listen to it.
No.
And apparently, they are projected to do 6,000 to 8,000.
Like 100,000?
6,000 to 8,000.
Yeah, man, I think we could sell more than 8,000.
You
I
feel
think we
me?
could sell more than 8,000.
6,000 to 8,000. Dog, what happened to Act
Oh,
Up?
it's not a city girls thing, man. Rappers cap about their numbers all the fucking time. At least they're being honest about their projections. Like, at least they're not out here telling you that they sold 500,000 in 6 months. Like some of these lying ass rappers who pay people to like them online.
That's fair.
It is extremely hard to sell, especially well, first of all, it's extremely hard to sell physical copies, right? We've already known that. But then you add to the fact that streaming doesn't pay the same way the physical copies is added. It's not counted the same way. It's like you get like a fraction of a penny
Yeah.
per stream or some shit like that, depending on the service. It is really minuscule. But then that is the majority of listenership today. It's not physical copies. So these artists, these rappers, these singers, they're trying to tell you, oh, we're doing Michael Jackson numbers, we're doing Beatles numbers. Those numbers simply do not exist anymore. They don't, because they don't sell the product in the same way. So
Yeah.
there's really no way to compare that. Maybe tours, but tours aren't even sold the same way now.
Yeah.
Tours are created and curated with the specific interest in a lot of instances, especially in pop, with the specific interest of being able to repurpose after the actual physical tour.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Swift just sold her joint for like a quarter billion.
Something like that. Yeah.
So she turned a profit on the tour. Then she's gonna turn around and sell the thing to a studio to put it into a movie form,
And make
right?
even
Like
more
Katy
bread.
Perry did, some years ago, and that shit went dumb. It's just gonna do the same thing. It's gonna
Beyonce
make
did
well
it.
over on a tour. On a tour.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not you can't compare that to what Michael Jackson was doing. He's doing fucking every state, one city in every state.
People passing out.
You know what I'm saying? Selling out every single one.
Yeah.
It's not the same. While on top of that, selling physical copies.
Yeah. Yeah. No, physical copies way tougher to deal with than streams.
Yeah.
My thing is, I just feel like had you pressed the button or even gave them an actual rollout, maybe they would have done better. I remember one song from them.
What are you talking about for this album? Okay.
City Girls, yeah.
I didn't know that they were.
All I heard was Act Bad, and Act Bad wasn't even everywhere.
Act Bad. That came out a couple months ago, though.
And then nothing. Radio silence.
Act Bad.
What other song do you remember from the City Girls?
Like in general or recently?
For this album, or what would have been for this album? Okay. I just feel like all you had to do is press a button, get them on some interviews, some kind of rollout. More than 6 to 8.
Risha has the #1 hip hop platform in America.
and yet she can't sell an album. Something's fishy there.
The number one hip hop platform in America.
She's also, yeah, she's clearly not, but that's neither here nor there. All right, last L for me goes to none other than Caleb Williams. So obviously, just came off of 2 losses, Notre Dame and Utah again for the third time out of the last 3 times that they played, right? But that's not why he's getting the L. He's getting the L because of the timing of his announcement that if he joins a team, he wants a portion and share of the team. Now you're coming out with that? Now?
I blame pay for play. What do y'all expect? What do y'all expect? Caleb Williams is making about $5 million a year right now. He gotta be. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the figures are. But between Heisman House shit, between all of the Wendy's commercials, any other local NIL deals he got out there in Los Angeles, that boy got to be making around $5 million a year.
Nail salon modeling.
Yeah, he's making what a vet minimum is making in the NFL. Right?
Oh yeah.
Why exactly wouldn't he be coming in trying to get the best NFL deal a rookie has ever gotten? Ever? Why not? First of all, y'all been telling him he's the best quarterback since ever. This entire year, since last offseason, since he won the Heisman.
Yep.
According to your draft stock, he's number one. So pay him like he's number one. Now, somebody, no, I don't think they will because it's against NFL rules for them to be an owner and a player.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that'll ever get worked out. Maybe some kind of sweethearts deal. You can buy it. We will negotiate a sale of a percentage of it after your career or something like that. Or if you play a certain amount of years, we can promise you an opportunity to purchase a part of the team. I don't even think they can specifically stipulate that you get it at the end of the career because then that's part of the contract. You can't actively have a stake in the team earmarked for you, or maybe you can. I don't know.
Well, at the end of your contract. But what if at the end of his contract he's not playing for them anymore?
And what if you suck?
Yeah.
What if they promise you a piece of the fucking franchise and you're RG3? Oh, because no college quarterback that was really good in college ever went to NFL and sucked.
You could be Jamarcus Russell, for all we know.
You're gonna win 2 Heisman's all season, and I just watch you lose to Utah for the 3rd time. Okay? Don't tell me about what's going to happen.
Now
it was a little presumptive.
A little bit. I feel like the timing was the worst thing about it. It's like you could have said it during non-conference, could have probably got away with it, or you could have waited until after the season, but your season might not pan out to be what it was at the beginning of the season. So maybe it's best now than then, but probably should have said it.
You're gonna be done playing in like mid-December. You're gonna be done. No, I mean you're really gonna be done playing at the end of November. Then you're gonna have a nice long break, and then people gonna get a peek with you during bowl season, and then if they watch your bowl game.
Yeah.
If y'all win enough games for people to even watch your bowl game.
Sucks to suck. Maybe he joins a team that not only owns an NFL team, but they own like a baseball team or a basketball team, and they give him leverage in that.
Piece of that. Sure.
I don't know.
Do you think you Magic Johnson fan? Is that what you think you are? You gotta be. That's the only player, owner, coach that I've known about in sports. Is Magic Johnson. So that's who you think. You think you Magic?
Magic Johnson with painted nails?
I think Magic Johnson would have beat Cam Rising's backup. I think he would have.
Oh yeah.
Did that.
Yeah. I agree. That's all I got.
Let's start out with the dubs. I'm going to give a dub out to a revolutionary spirit. It seems to have swept across a few places. Definitely a few spots on my dubs list this week. I just want to give a dub because as I was looking out over the interwebs, over Al Gore's internet, I'm gonna stumble upon a live stream and Man, I was watching, I was just listening, and got onto the got onto the topic of MCU content, and they were just like, "Hey, yo, man, you know what? You don't like what's going on with them right now? Don't buy it. Flat out, stop buying it. Tired of buying this crap, this Marvel crap that they trying to feed us down our throats. Don't buy that stuff. Crap. If you don't like it either, you shouldn't buy it either." Or in so many words. It's just I'm very glad to see that streamer taking that attitude and picking up that revolutionary spirit, because at a point in time I don't believe that person felt that way. And definitely, well, I don't, I mean, not Ms. Word, I don't, he didn't feel that way. Very specifically did not feel that way. But I'm glad to see something has awoken in that person, and I forward to seeing more of it. Leave that right where I put it. Next up, I got it's going out to the Lakers here on opening night. I was trying to pay attention as I saw the Lakers cut it down to 7 here at the beginning of the fourth. Did see that the Nuggets pulled away. From what I did see of the game, seems like Denver is Denver. Right? They're the
Yeah.
defending champ. I liked what I saw early on. Now, the fact that we were able to stay attached for that long without LeBron or AD having a game at all, I mean, it's everything that I thought this team was going to provide, which was depth. If we can stay in the game with the champs, with LeBron and AD kind of having the slow nights that they had, the slow starts they had tonight, I think that bodes well. I didn't really expect them to come out here, even with all the jawing back and forth, to come out here and beat them night one. If we did, the league should have been scared. But again, they're a good team. He will be by the time it's time to play them in a 7 game series. Um, I like the amount of bodies that we have right now. So a lot of guys play. Um, D'Angelo, AR, Cam Reddish, Torian Prince, uh, Gabriel Vincent, just a lot of guys playing. Christian Wood. We got a lot of bodies this year, so I'm excited for the season to see how it plays out, how Darvin gets those rotations together. That'll take him a couple weeks to figure out and get solidified, but I don't know. I'm excited for the season, even though we're 0-1 right now. I'm excited for the season.
Do you think D'Lo continues to start, or does Gabe Vincent get some actual starting burn? Or
I think it'll be D'Lo until they, or if they. I mean, I say until they. If they find a move for him, I think they want him to be starting so that he has his maximum value. You bench him right now, you kind of limits yourself on any future moves you got going on. So you better be sure, like if you make a move like that, if you're Darvin Ham.
fair enough.
Oh shit, yeah. Let me give a dub to the State Department advocates who are being a thorn in Joe Biden's ass about his undying and unconditional support of Israel and their ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip. Reports are that they are, kind of entrenched in having battles with the Biden team over their stance for Israel, their calls for more funding, and kind of their blanket support over everything that's going over there. Is reports of phosphorus gas. We've talked about how many children have been killed over there. We talked about hospitals and the apartment complexes, and just the common living areas that they've been bombed in the name of snuffing out Hamas. They even got Obama doubling back on his nonsense. First, he was out here talking about Israel had the right to defend itself. Now he's trying to counsel people on how the sentiments of the people they will turn and they will cause Western aggression for generations to come. And it's like, motherfucker, like we just pulled out of Afghanistan. Maybe you should have been telling yourself that while you was president, man. Motherfucker. It is politicians are something else. Politicians are something else.
Agreed. I saw a clip of Biden just saying "don't" a bunch of times. Don't, don't. I'm like,
Oh,
Biden,
we'll
what?
get to
What
Joe
are
B.
you going to do? You're going to send militia out there. You are not going to do anything. Who do you think you're intimidating
Oh,
with
he was
your old
talking to
ass?
Hamas. He was talking to Hamas. He probably just got stuck saying "don't" because he couldn't remember what he was supposed to say next. Joe Biden, like the NPC president breaks sometimes. I want some coffee.
Yikes.
Hold on, let me see. There was also a list of celebs that were calling for a ceasefire. It was a pretty long list. Mark Ruffalo was on there. Wanda Sykes was on there. A lot of people. Jon
Where did they
Stewart.
find Wanda Sykes?
A lot of obvious people. Hassan Minaj, who apparently has been lying about his life and lost his chance at being the Daily Show host.
What?
Did you hear about that? So apparently, he'd been out here acting like LeBron and Shaq and telling random stories about his life that aren't true. And
Yikes.
so he got caught up in some shit, and so you know that they were eyeing him to be maybe the new host of the Daily Show after Trevor Noah. Well,
Hmm.
that's done, and now
Because
they've
he
gone
lied.
back to the drawing. Yeah, they've gone back to the drawing board. First of all, you already had your host. His name was Roy Wood Jr., and I'm glad that he's not coming back to the Daily Show
Fair.
since y'all fucked him up.
Fair.
But yeah, that's what's going on there. That wasn't part of my Dubs or L's, anyways. Um, yes, what is going on in Palestine right now, the occupied state of Palestine, is a ethnic cleansing at the behest of the theocracy of Israel. So can't say it any more clearly than that. To kind of bring that all home, I'm going to give a dub out to Dave Chappelle for saying what a human being should say in these instances is that the U.S. probably shouldn't be supporting slaughter. And I guess if that got your panties in a bunch while you were attending his show, then you got up and walked out. Imagine. Do not kill civilians or support the killing of civilians. Get you walked out on. Crazy.
Very
Nuts.
crazy.
I'm gonna take this leap because it's absolutely true. Right? Not that I wanted them to. Not that I would have supported them doing so, because I defended Dave Chappelle on that. When we was talking about the trans people, right? It was all you should be able to say what you want to say. Comedy isn't for you to be offended. If you don't listen, you should just leave. Blah 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 blah. Let him say his jokes. I was with y'all. Still with y'all on that, right? Like that's what comedy's supposed to be about. Nobody's above reproach. Nobody's off limits. It's comedy. Everybody gets talked about. And if trans people are part of our society as equal parts, just like anybody else, they should be able to take part in a ribbing just like anyone else. That was my stand. But then y'all hear something about a conflict going on thousands of miles on another continent that's supported by our government and it's being critiqued. You get up and walk out. Yeah, fight for my right to make jokes against trans people, which is your right. But then if you say something about a religion I may not be part of in a place that somebody else occupied thousands of miles away, oh no, it's time to get up and get walk out. You people kill me. Y'all kill me. Y'all kill me, man. I swear to God. The logic isn't even consistent. If you could sit down there and let him tell jokes about trans people, which you should have, once again, should have been able to sit there and take that too, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum.
Hey man, some people are soft.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Absolutely. All right. On to my L list. First one I got is going out to Sleepy Joe, President Joe Biden. Let me read this statement from you, and you tell me whether it sounds like a president or a dictator. As the war between Israel and Hamas rages on, I urge my fellow Americans to remain vigilant and not fall for any false propaganda that claims that people living in Gaza and the West Bank are worthy of human life, said the 46th president.
Jesus.
Upon this is per the Union.com. Upon returning from his brief diplomatic trip in the Middle East, Joe Biden urged the nation Thursday not to let dangerous online rhetoric humanize Palestinians. As war between Israel and Hamas rages on, I urge my fellow Americans to remain vigilant and not fall for the false propaganda that claims people in Gaza and the West Bank are worthy of human life. Holy shit.
That
The
is
46th
crazy.
president adding that since the war had begun, U.S. intelligence had discovered countless bad actors flooding the internet with reports that many Palestinians, mothers, fathers, and children were not terrorists and did not deserve to be trapped without food, water, or fuel. That
What?
it's a country of 6 million people. You think everybody's Hamas? You think everybody's Hamas? Like literally, that's the rationale here that we're getting. Where we at? While being carpet bombed on into submission. If you hear Palestinian being described with terminology like son, daughter, or desperate need of medical attention, then you should be aware that what you are reading has been specifically designed to stroke empathy. Oh my
For
God.
regular citizens of a country that's been oppressed.
When you hear them say, when you hear them say son, father, daughter, it's propaganda. Damn.
We're not
We
supporting
we
terrorists. We're
were
supporting
living under a
innocent people that live in a
propaganda.
country.
What do you do? And we are the ones who are fueling this conflict. We are pumping the rockets and the drones and the tanks and the guns into Israel for them to continue to ethnically cleanse the area. And again, going back to the dub I gave to the people within the State Department that are pushing back, the rationale is that like this isn't even beneficial to America. You keep giving them this aid without any stipulations on how they use the military assets. You're setting a precedent that will have us in war forever. You think this is going to make Hamas go away, right? That's what they think. We'll level all of Gaza. We'll move in a bunch of Israel Zionists, and then that'll take care of it all. We'll just be happy forever in our homeland, which is just a delusional take.
How do you
A
think Hamas
historical
started in the first place?
nigga. These niggas act like Al Qaeda picked up their ball and went the fuck home. Act like ISIS just quit. Yeah,
None of that makes sense at all.
it's absolutely insane. Joe Biden is a sick bastard. Always has been, always will be. Anyways, Michael Irvin. He didn't have to do his son the way he did his son.
Yes, he did. Yes,
No,
he
he
did.
didn't. He didn't have to do his
Yes,
damn
he
son.
did.
First of all, he wasn't even talking about nothing that involved his damn son. He over here talking about Ja Morant. He's a basketball player. Where does your son come up in all of this, man? He on the panel over here with was that with Keyshawn and Skip Bayless. He's talking about Ja Morant. He brings up his son, who's a rapper, and says, I just be listening to him rapping. It's like, son, what are you even talking about? You rapping about my life, not
My
yours.
my
You
scrub
grew
ass
up in
son rapping about my life.
like, man, you grew up in a two-parent household in Beverly Hills and all this other shit. I'm like, yo, bruh. Now he trying to get his rap career off the ground. And you over here dogging him out on
Nah,
national
it's
TV
over.
like he ain't never been through shit.
It's
That's
never
definitely
getting off the ground now.
that
Find a different occupation. UPS is hiring.
he gonna start working with Christian Walker.
Yo, I
He gonna
hope
start
not.
talking about how his father wasn't around, how he didn't do nothing for him, just like Christian Walker.
He can work with Drake.
Christian Walker, him and Adonis are gonna form a rap group since all of them are
Yo,
rappers.
truth be told, Adonis could probably rap better than not Keyshawn, than Michael Irvin's
I don't
son.
really like you. I don't have to tell you why I don't like you. Did you hear that I don't like you?
My man. It's not
Um,
good, but it's probably better than Michael Irvin's son.
oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time on this one. Variety is getting an L from me. Once again, being a shill media site, man. Shill media site. Now they're shilling for the NYPD. So, boom. Wake up this morning, hours in, shower, brush your teeth. Ooh, whose article comes around? Jonathan Major's accuser will be arrested for assault when she arrives back in the United States. Oh shit. Hell yeah. Pretty sweet. Y'all too quiet. What y'all got going on? Wake the fuck up. Well, a few hours later, seems like, well, first of all, let me say that drop was from one specific outlet. It was named The Messenger. Not any place I'd ever heard before, but I had seen it, reposted. Like a lot of people were taking it, going along with it
Seem legit.
for what it was. For what it was. Um, so the reason why Variety is getting an L from me is they had sort of a impromptu response. I don't know if both of these articles, maybe Major's team got a wind that the Variety article was coming out, and so they wanted to get ahead of it with their own article from their own outlet. The thing I want to level set is that neither the defense nor the prosecution are under any legal obligation to reveal or to be forthcoming with their communications to the public.
Hmm.
There is, unless there's a gag order on the case, in which case they wouldn't be talking at all. There is nothing that says we have to be 1000% forthcoming with the media while we're talking to you. There's nothing that says that they can't leak things to platforms the same way that a lot of people are accusing the defense. Shit, hell, the prosecutor is accusing them of not accusing them of just leaking the information, but leaking it misleadingly, creating a false narrative about the facts. That
Yeah.
is what's being alleged. There's no there is no obligation from them to be completely honest with you, the individual, right? So narrative spinning happens on both sides. Happens on both sides. As much as you think Megan Good is a publicity stunt, as much as you think the TMZ shit was fake, which it probably was, as much as you think that all of this, all these videos and stuff coming out like that is trying to sway public opinion, what exactly is a Variety article quoting seeking evidence from a London case from last year or the year before last? What is that?
That's building it for the
So
other
the day
side.
before Jonathan Majors is due back in court, Variety drops an article talking about the prosecution filing this motion and also looking for evidence from London. Damn, let's not lose focus here. Not lose focus. Why are we here? Why are we here? The defendant, Stephanie McMahon, not the defendant, the accuser, Stephanie McMahon, said that Jonathan Majors on March 20 something of 2023 fractured her finger, gave her a bump on her head, and a laceration behind the ear. Just so we can, touch back on what laceration means, it is a cut to the flesh. Cut to the flesh means what, Josh?
That she bled.
There you go. I was having this conversation with another individual on Twitter today that just couldn't understand where the hell I was going with that. But anyways, um, yeah, fracture finger, laceration, bump to the head, all of that. That's what she's alleging. What exactly does a police report in another country months prior, almost half a year prior, have to do with the incident that happened in March in Chinatown in New York? How is it at all relevant? What the prosecution would try to lead you to believe is that it establishes a pattern of behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that in itself is creating a story to tell you. It has no direct connection to the events that unfolded in March in New York. The fact is that Variety, as they're telling us all of this stuff, they are completely telling it from the perspective of the prosecution. The prosecution says that the defense team has been leaking misleading information to the media. Now, what has come out that has been favorable to the defense in this case so far, right? We had the security cameras footage from the clubs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Her walking in and out of the clubs and her sitting at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea Chaudhry didn't leak shit about the eyewitness testimony. She came out and told the public that she had witness testimonies that said that she wasn't hurt and that she was fine and she had no visible injuries. The bartender, the driver in the back of the car. If none of that shit is true, she looks like an idiot, right? She looks like an idiot when they go to trial. If none of that is true. Not to mention they had to submit witness. They will have to submit witness list when the trial starts. So that part of it is either is or it isn't, right? The witnesses part.
Mhm.
The videos, and they are what they are. I can see. I can see. You want to know why they said that they were misleading? Is because they said that when Chaudhry's team supposedly or allegedly leaked these videos, that it was to show, it was to paint her as the aggressor. Okay. Well, her coming out of the car, like let's say the apartment video that we saw, right? Her
Mhm.
coming out of the car and talking to those people hysterically doesn't say that she wasn't the aggressor. And furthermore, if she had just been beaten, hit, fractured finger, and lacerated ear, would it A, not show through that bleach blonde hair of hers, the blood meaning, from the laceration behind her ear?
Mhm.
Would no one else notice that she looks like she's just been into a physical altercation and ask her if she had just been hit, if all of those things had just happened to her? And even if we clear those two bars, right? Maybe the blood is neatly tucked behind her ear, we just can't see it from the security cam. Maybe no one else notices that anything else is wrong with her. The injuries aren't that apparent at the moment. If it had just happened and you walked away from the car, so initial shock is starting to come off. Wouldn't you do one of these? Mm, my head. Wouldn't you say, "Oh my God, he just hit me. Oh my God, he cut my ear. Oh my God, he broke my finger." You know what the fuck she says? The first thing out of her mouth. I was just looking at his phone and he got angry. She doesn't say anything about, "Oh my God, he hit me." She doesn't say, "Oh my God, I'm hurt." She doesn't wince in pain. She doesn't grab for any of her injuries. She makes no inclination, no acknowledgement, be it verbal or nonverbal, that she is in any physical pain. Emotional distress, sure. The emotional distress does not prove that you didn't just assault somebody. That's what Variety would have you believe, and that's what the prosecution would have you believe. Also, so we know that after the initial arrest of Jonathan Majors, when he was released, him and his lawyer went back to the precinct where the incident happened and filed a report to Chaudhry and her team, right? That they went to file a report with that precinct, and that precinct found adequate evidence, or from that statement, had thought that they had enough to bring Stephanie McNair for questioning, right? That didn't end up happening because the prosecution turned off the iCar to bring her in. Next thing we know, we hear her talking about she's in London. And she has been there for the duration of all of this,
Mhm.
right? I've seen a lot of people talking about, oh, well, she lives in London and Jonathan Majors was just there, and that's how they met. They were, he was shooting Loki in London, and that's how all of that came about. So when she conveniently was gone for all of this pretrial stuff, when someone found sufficient evidence to charge her with assault, oh, that's just because she lives in London. Fine, even if I grant you that, So then there's a story that comes out this morning from the Messenger, as we started all of this with, that says that she's going to be arrested. Variety comes out and then says that, contradicting reports that she is going to be charged, the prosecution says that they are not going to charge her with anything. Here's why the context and all the details of that matter. If you read through the Variety article, it sounds like Variety is debunking a claim that she was going to be charged with assault. But in actuality, what's happening is that the precinct where this happened did have significant evidence to charge her with assault, but that if they had kicked those charges up to the district attorney's office, that they would not follow up on them and they would not charge her. See, cops can only charge you with the crime, but they can't see that you're brought into court and brought to justice for those crimes. That's where the district attorney's office is. And if they say, we are not going to pick this case up and charge her, then it's done. It doesn't matter if the cops that took the report have enough evidence to charge her. So what they're saying, what is actually happening is that the prosecution is stonewalling a potential charge being brought against this individual because she's the witness in this case. Mind you, she's already twice recanted her statement, and they're still moving forward. On top of in another precinct, not Manhattan, I believe it's Chinatown, where all of this happened, already tried to bring her in for questioning around all of this, and the prosecution will not allow it to happen. This is now the second time that they've interfered with a separate investigation into these instances, into these events.
Yeah.
Chinatown saw it fit that they had enough to charge her, and that's why an I-card was issued to bring her in. The prosecution turned it off. So the prosecution is superseding the cops that said, hey, there might have been a crime committed here. We need to investigate this further. That is what happened. They are saying that they will not prosecute the charges if they are brought in front of them. Not, oh no, it was a lie that she was ever going to be charged. That's bogus. Those claims are erroneous. That's not exactly how that happened, but that's how Variety painted it. See, you think every time Priya Chaudhry opens up her mouth that she's just feeding you propaganda and bullshit. And she might be. When we go to trial, what's true will no longer be able to be fake. But the problem I have is that every single word that comes out of this prosecution office is just automatically believed and not seen as the same thing. Not seen as them trying to win the court of public opinion. Not seen as them trying to build a narrative here from which they can start to work from.
Yeah.
Both of these people have the potential to lie, and they're not really bound by anything until they get in front of a judge. The prosecution choosing not to prosecute their star witness in this high-profile case does not scream she's innocent to me. Does not scream that there is nothing to charge on her behalf.
Mm-hmm.
We still have evidence. We still got video footage from the cab itself. Some people are really stupid. They thought that when it said in the Variety article, Major's teams maintained that there was a bystander who called 911 from a cab. Turns out that cab was pulled over calling 911 for something else and didn't have anything. But apparently, to this person I was talking to on Twitter, that meant that the surveillance footage from the back of the cab was fake. Women, you ain't even read the article. You reposting to me trying to prove something. You ain't read it your damn self or didn't comprehend either.
Well, no, she just got to the point that made sense for her and her point, and then just stopped reading right then and there.
For sure. Doesn't disprove that. It doesn't do anything about the eyewitnesses from the club that say that she was fine. You know, where she took Jonathan Major's credit card and ran it up with all her friends. The friends that she met on the street after she got into this assault with Jonathan Majors. Does any of this sound like normal behavior for a person who just got beat up in the back of the cab?
No.
Okay, let me find another random group of people to go drinking out with and use my abuser's credit card to get it done. And then I'll just sleep at his house afterwards as well. Or I guess we've all just completely forgotten about the text messages that she sent to her friend in London saying she had no idea how she got them injuries. I guess we just all forgot about that.
Conveniently.
That means nothing. We're not interested in that at all. Anyways, back to my retake, or excuse me, my last L. Shoot, is it L? Yeah. I'm giving an L to me. And it's related. Well, speaking of getting caught up in he say, she say information, there was a report earlier this week that Rihanna had signed a deal with Live Nation. And then she had 2 albums ready to go that she was going to release back to back in her postpartum music career. And I about let one go in my pants when I seen that. I was so excited. And then now there's a source claiming that, you know, the reports of her signing with Live Nation are fake. she doesn't have any plans of releasing music, and then I just went back into my hole about Rihanna. So I
I
don't know
saw
what to
something
believe.
about I saw something about a comeback tour.
So the two albums were supposed to be part of the tour.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay,
that's what she was going to be performing on the tour,
gotcha.
allegedly. But then apparently that's not real. So on to me, I had to make sense of it. I'd say that there probably is a deal in talks and that they're negotiating, and that's what all of this back and forth is about. And then when she announces a world tour next year, then the post of them saying it's bogus will just disappear, and we'll never be able to
Yes,
find it
of
again.
course. And Rihanna
Like
will make
Taylor Swift
another
told us.
B.
Like Taylor Swift dressing up like Beyonce and trying to stroll. It's never seen on the internet ever again. I'm gonna find that video. I swear to God, I'm going to find the video.
I believe you.
I saw what I saw.
I believe you.
Okay,
We'll see.
y'all can scrub Elon Musk's app all you want, but I know what I saw.
All right, we'll see.
Give us your dubs and L's in the prompt below. Tell us what you thought about ours. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for another Dubs and L's segment every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Absolutely, and make sure you check out our previous Dubs and L's and our Dubs and L's playlist where we talked about, like I said, previous weeks. And then make sure you check out our previous Dubs and L's that we did last week, where we talked about the Cheesecake Factory lady. Absolute nut situation. Very yikes. And then make sure you subscribe. We like to do this, like he said, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.